mainly since the war in Ukraine began last February, but also a bit before. We have seen Iran and Russia edge closer together, more military cooperation. This mainly started during the civil war in Syria, where they aligned alongside President Bashar al-Assad. But since then, this cooperation has continued, deepened, mainly over the war in Ukraine, but not only. There are multiple aspects to this cooperation, and I think the peak of this will be in an agreement, security strategic cooperation agreement that is expected to be signed next month between Russia and Iran. This is something that was signed in 2001, extended, but now they're planning on signing a singular agreement that will shape Syria, Iranian-Russian relations for the next 2 decades to come. That was announced in a press conference, shared press conference between Iranian and Syrian foreign ministers in Moscow yesterday. Let's take a look to what else happened in that day. Amid reports of further deepening their security cooperation, the foreign ministers of Russia and Iran met in Moscow on Wednesday and used the opportunity to call for dialogue to revive the 2015 nuclear deal. Iran's top diplomat told a news conference that the window was still open, a call echoed by his Russian counterpart.
The world is still waiting for the US to return to its obligations under the nuclear deal. We specifically stressed that all illegal sanctions against Iran must be lifted.
With Iranian-Russian trade nearly quadrupling over the past year and a half, Amir Abdollahian confirmed this week's report in the Wall Street Journal that Moscow has begun supplying Tehran with cyber weapons after providing Russia with drones for use in Ukraine. Another sign of the deepening military alliance between the world's two most sanctioned countries.
We are witnessing good progress in the bilateral cooperation between the two countries, and today we discussed taking the cooperation between Iran and Russia forward.
Iran's top diplomat also announced that the deputy foreign ministers of Iran, Russia, Turkey, and Syria will meet next week in Moscow in an attempt to bring Damascus and Ankara closer together. And amid Iran's recent tensions with its neighbor Azerbaijan, mainly over Baku's announced plans to open formal diplomatic ties with Israel, Lavrov said he hopes the sides will resolve their dispute.
We hope that the current frictions between Baku and Tehran are temporary and will be overcome as soon as possible.
The Russian diplomat's call comes as Azerbaijan's foreign minister met with his counterpart in Jerusalem as it opens its first ever embassy in Israel.
Israel and Azerbaijan share the same perception of the Iranian threats. The Iranian Ayatollah regime threatens both our regions, finance terrorism, and destabilize the entire Middle East.